Guys, and welcome back to my channel. And for those of you just tuning in for the very first time, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to watch my videos. I really appreciate it. So as you can probably tell from the introduction at the beginning of this video, today we are going to be recreating Katy Perry's beautiful purple half-cut crease smoky eye from the music video Feels. I absolutely love this song right now, and it has been my jam, so I was instantly inspired by her beautiful eye makeup. So let's get started. So I wasn't able to pull that many great reference photos off of the internet, but this is the one I'm working with today, so hopefully I can get as close to this picture as possible. So the first thing I'm gonna do, since my foundation is on, eyelids are primed, and eyebrows are done, I'm gonna take my Juvia's Place Zulu palette and I am going to dip into this purple shade right here, and we're gonna kind of map out our shape, because if you can look at the reference photo, she doesn't have any sort of winged eyeliner or anything. The shape of the eye is more like a cat smoked out effect, and it's really blown out. So I'm just going to sort of lay down my shape and then kind of go in, if that makes sense. This may have some fallout, but I didn't want to not do my foundation first because it's not a very clean line look. It is, you know, still very smoky, even though it does have some shape. So that is the reason that I went ahead and did my foundation. See how this works. Okay, one eye down, one to go. I do have another photo of her, and she does have a pretty wide gap between her brow bone and where the purple starts, and that's because she has a quite a bit of a brow highlight, and it's pretty thick. So we're going to not really get too crazy with the blending here. It's just more or less about that pop of color. So I'm gonna try to be very careful about my blending right there. So with a pointed fluffy brush, so that I can get more of a precise blend, I'm just gonna take it and run it right here, just to kind of further smoke that out, but not too much, because like I said, we have quite a space between this and her brow bone. But we're just gonna blend that out. So now I am just creating our half cut crease. I've got to stock back up on my Tarte Shape Tape because I'm literally scraping the bottom for product. It's ridiculous. By the way, this is just a tiny little brush, like concealer brush from Wet n Wild. I think it was like 79 cents at Walgreens. And it is the bomb.com. I use this thing for everything. So I'm looking at my reference photo of Katy and trying to figure out what color I want to put on top of the cut crease. And it looks like she has kind of a pearly, almost like a champagne-y white shade right there. So I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill palette And I'm gonna dip into the shade in Light here on the end and pop that on top of where our cut crease is. All right, so now that we've got that laid down, I'm gonna take my pointed tapered blending brush and I'm gonna dip into my Urban Decay electric palette. And I'm gonna be using the shade Urban right here. And I'm just going to kind of, because she almost has sort of a ombre-like effect where it's a little bit darker right here. So we're gonna deepen that out, and then we're gonna also sort of brighten that inner corner with the purple, and see how that looks. I'm just gonna run. So this is a Sigma brush, and it is the E45, and I love this brush because it is the perfect brush to kind of really get in that crease area and smoke out color. So I've really been digging it. I was just feeling purple. I don't know why. I just was. Dipping back into that Zulu palette in that lighter shade of purple. Right here, I'm going to take that on the same blending brush that we used to lay down our shape, and I'm going to do a little bit more blending work so that there is not a line, because there's still sort of a line, and we want this to be as much of a gradient as possible and just really super smoked out. Okay, I'm going to clean up this white shade on our cut crease a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take that same tapered blending brush and I am going to dip back into that purple in my Electric Eyes palette. And we're going to smoke out the bottom, because here in my reference photo, she's got the bottom smoked out, and it looks like it's darker on the outer corner than it is in the inner. So I'm gonna create sort of an ombre effect with that. Yes. Just going to take that along the bottom. I have such a hard time doing this eye in comparison to the other for some reason. I so wish I had a yellow wig. That would just make this look come together so much more. Now I'm going to take my small shader brush and I'm going to dip into that Zulu palette and take that lighter purple. And then I'm going to go in and smoke out right here in the front. Now I'm going to highlight that brow bone, and I'm going to take my Lorac Pro 3 palette, and I'm going to dip into this snow shade. It's like a shimmery, very white shade. We'll see what that looks like when we get it on here. All right, so mascara is on, lashes are on. I feel a little bit more Katy Perry-esque. And now on to highlight, blush, and contour. Now I'm looking at my reference photo, and the look that she has is a little more sun-kissed, and the song is supposed to be very summery, so we are going to go for more of that. So I am going to take my Tartiest Pro Glow palette and take the shade Sculpt, and on my favorite Morphe M523 brush, I am going to cut me some cheekbones and bronze up the skin a little bit. So here we go. Like I said, we want to be as bronzed as possible. I so wish I had my yellow wig so that I could look more like Katy Perry, but alas, I do not have one, so I will have to just be black-haired Katy Perry today. So just envision that if Katy Perry was in the music video and she had her regular black hair instead of her yellow ombre that is in the music video. Okay, now that the contour is done, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Mellow Wine and just bronze up the cheeks a little more. This is a peachy sort of blush. Alright, got that. And now on for highlight, and I think I'm going to take my favorite highlighter on the planet. This is the Ofra Rodeo Drive. And I'm just going to take this on my little highlighting brush, and we're just going to glow up that skin. I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger and run it down the bridge of the nose. A little more. So we want that really summer sun-kissed look. And I think I'm going to add another layer of that highlight because I want that to just be as much glow as possible. And I'm even going to take my shader brush and I'm going to take that highlight and run it on our brow bone just for an extra shimmer effect. And I think I'm going to pop some even in that inner corner just for a little added something something. Also in my reference photo, she has kind of a peachy lip going on, so I'm going to take my, surprise, surprise, Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Nudist Peach. I'm sorry, I'm just obsessed with this color. It just goes with everything. And it's so good and affordable. I mean, who wouldn't? Alright guys, so I am back. I did a little beachy wave, kind of like Katy has in the music video, except mine is much shorter and darker than hers, but you get the general idea. This is the finished look. I'm really thrilled with the way that it came out. Like I said, I've been jamming to the song all summer long, and will continue to do so because it's awesome. And if you haven't heard it, crank up your radios and jam out with me. So thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and as always, if there is anything that you would like to see in future videos, please list it in the comment section below, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye.